Hi, I'm Simon Rushton and this is Taxi Chronicles Podcast. On this podcast, we spontaneously interview unsuspecting passengers with their permission, allowing them to share their intimate life stories and concerns. As our slogan states, real riders, real stories. Some riders prefer to be anonymous, while others ask me to tell their story later on. Either way, there are all genuine 5 to 10 minutes stories, so sit back and enjoy this episode. Morning. Yes, another rider, another day, another story. We've got the lovely Veronica in the car.
Hi.
Yes, she's into cats. She's into gardening, and she's a software engineer. And there's something else that she just told me which I forgot. But she's going to tell us all about it in the space of 10 minutes. So tell us, why cat videos? Are you into cat videos?
Like cats themselves, so I currently have 2 cats.
Okay.
Yeah, so Cookie and Reggie.
Oh, God.
Yes. So Cookie's now 7. And she's like a English blue, so she's really fluffy, and unlike her name, she's actually grey.
Okay.
And so cute. And then you have Reggie, who is 1 year old and a handful. And she's a little tuxedo cat. The reason her name's Reggie is because when I first got her, I thought she was a boy. And then I had that awkward conversation with the vet. And I was just like, oh, he. And the vet kept going, she. And I was like, no, it's a boy. His name's Reginald. And they were like, no, I'm pretty sure it's a girl. And I was like, oh.
So the vet's like, I do this for a living.
Yeah.
You know, so you can kind of take my word for it.
Yeah.
I know what it looks like. I don't know what it doesn't look like. Wait a minute. Did they cut his balls off? You cut his balls off? Is that what you do with cats?
Yeah, so you either like cut their balls off or you like...
Don't you think that's cruelty?
Oh, see, okay.
No, I do.
I'm on the fence in this.
Really?
Where it's like, if you're a good owner, you're not going to let any stray cat into your house to impregnate your cat, or your cat like go impregnate others.
Yeah.
So then it's, oh yeah, I do understand that. However, if you do have an outside cat, you really can't monitor what they're doing 24/7.
Yeah, but I would say the cat has rights.
Yeah.
And no one should be cutting someone's genitalia off.
Yeah, that's true.
And I bet you're going to tell me you're a vegan or pescatarian at the same time.
Yeah, I'm vegan.
See, that's hypocrisy, because you're talking about the world and the planet and all of this, and then you go around chopping animals' private parts off.
Yeah, but I'm vegan
just for your own entertainment. No, but just for your own entertainment. You know, it's like, really? Yeah, because you got the cat for your own use, didn't you? You didn't think, he needs a home. Let me give him a home.
Yeah, but I'm not vegan for the animals.
So
I'm literally first generation immigrant, like came here from Nigeria.
Yeah.
Like when I go home, I will descale the fish. I will do all the stuff. However, I decided 6 years ago that the earth is dying. The number one polluter is animal industry, which people don't even realize. The biggest buyer of antibiotics, the animal industry. So if we're all talking about antibiotic resistance and they're like, oh, take your full dose of antibiotics, but if you've already eaten a steak earlier who got penicillin and all of this stuff injected inside of them.
But don't you think the problem is the way that they deal with the animals, not the fact that the animals are the problem?
Yeah, it is the way that they deal with animals, but the problem now is that everyone wants to eat meat.
Yeah, but in Nigeria, I'd be very surprised if they're injecting the animals with penicillin.
Yeah.
And stuff. So I lived in Kenya, and it's, you see the animals raised, they're running around in the street or in the forest or on the plains, and they're solid, strong animals.
Yeah.
So totally different taste of meat. So when you're in Nigeria, you can easily go back to eating meat. I
could, but it's been so long now that my body's completely changed.
Yeah, but that's something you'd need. You think about it, that's something for generations. Your ancestors have been around for however many thousands or millions of years.
Yeah, but cows only got brought into Nigeria based on colonization.
Yeah, but I'm not talking just cows. So before it was goats
and stuff. So I think it's based on different sorts of cultures. Like for example, in Ethiopia, there's a huge tradition of going vegan during Easter because you're doing all like repentance and you're trying to see how much cause you do to your earth and all around you. I'm completely fine with that. I don't judge people for eating meat. That's your own prerogative. However, if you're going to continue eating meat in a Western country, you should at least know that you are destroying not only yourself inside, but you're also destroying like smaller marginalized communities, because all of these plantations destroy communities. Because, for example, last week the biggest corona outbreak happened at a meat plantation farm in Germany. Why? Because they're all really close together. They don't have that many like health and safety regulations, because you don't need that many for meat, full stop.
Some people would look at it like the problem is the farming industry needs to be regulated, not the consumers need to take it upon themselves to start having to change their diet after thousands or millions of years of being on the planet. If government does its job and says, listen, you can't be injecting these animals, they need to be free in the field, it's like so many per square metre, etc., then the problem's solved.
Yeah, but the governments aren't going to listen unless the people do stuff. It's supply and demand at the end of the day. Because the demand keeps going up, the supply keeps going up, they keep trapping them in smaller and smaller cages because people want to eat chicken for every single meal.
Yeah.
And the chickens are getting smaller and smaller, so then we directly are affecting evolution for our own like greedy use. But I'm saying if everyone knew their own animals and then killed their own animals, I don't mind. You do what you want to do. Like if I had a farm, I'd probably go back to eating meat because I know where it comes from. I was responsible for that.
So you're more concerned about where it's come from. So if you lived in the rural areas of England and there's a local farmer.
Yeah, for example, I used to live in Buckinghamshire. My mum lives in Buckinghamshire. I know the butcher. The butcher's daughter and I went to school together. We used to collect meat from her butchers all the time. I didn't see a problem with eating meat until I moved to the city.
Fair. I will say you're probably the first vegan that's got a fair enough argument, because and why I say that is because you've actually acknowledged what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But the only disagreement we have is the fact that you feel that like the public need to do something about it and make themselves suffer. Where I say no, the government needs to do something about it and stop the farming industry doing all these things to earn an extra penny.
But the thing is, the farming lobbyists are so strong. Like last week, they wanted to stop veggie or vegan burgers being called burgers because they said, oh, it's bad for the meat industry. And it's like, oh, if you're so threatened by like veganism and like us being like, oh, okay, factory farming is not okay, then there's clearly an issue there.
But do you know the first genetically modified food was a tomato?
And that's fine.
Go on.
Because now I'm able to grow tomatoes inside my greenhouse all year round.
No, I'm just pointing out to you that that in that being that, it's like we can eat vegan and all of these things, but at the same time, the genetically modified food is also vegetables.
Yeah.
Because animals are natural, but they're just injected with crap. But plants are actually started from something bad.
Like yes and no. However,
I researched this.
That's the same with animals, and like they do the same thing with animals.
So you're saying, remember, they've created a seed.
Yeah, so they'll pick whichever bull is the strongest and whichever cow actually produces the best milk. So they'll keep making these two keep reproducing.
Yeah, but that's different to make in a scientific lab, creating a seed to grow a vegetable.
I think
it is.
Cell splitting, I don't think is that much different to forcible insemination. One of them hurts like a living being, another one doesn't.
But what I'm saying is the outcome for human beings. I'm not talking about the animals.
Outcome for the human being is exactly the same, because you're forcing evolution to happen by forcing the strongest to get with them one which provides you the highest yield. You're forcing that to happen. It's the exact same in plants when you do stem cuttings. But yeah, this is literally...
I hear what you're saying. I'm not disputing what you're saying, because you sound like you're a touch more informed on this than I am. So I'd have to go away and do my research on this. We have actually run out of time.
Oh.
We're at your location now. sorry we didn't get to talk about your being software engineer
Oh God, yes.
and your love for other things, but it's one of those
Yeah.
things. So if anybody wants, are you a vegan with that's on Instagram and always posting stuff?
No. So
Okay.
I kind of wish I was.
Oh.
So I do have accounts for said things. Like I have accounts for my cats, I have accounts for my plants, I have accounts for like veganism. However,
Okay, so
I'm
if
very
anybody
lazy.
wanted to follow you,
Oh yeah,
how-
at VEESULE, so VSULE.
Visule.
Yeah.
And that's for the vegans.
Oh no, that's just for regular me, and then you'll find everything else underneath.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay then. All right. Well, thanks a lot for that.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
Much appreciated.
Oh, thank you.
We hope you liked that episode. Keeping in mind, we never know who we're going to interview. We post twice a day, 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. GMT. Have you ever considered the future economies to invest in? Why not listen to our sister podcast, Africa Investor Stories? Considering Africa has the fastest growing economies and population on Earth and has done for many years, it holds 30% of the world's known natural resources. We publish twice a week, Tuesday with a guest investor and Fridays talking about investment, politics and history, providing a clear understanding for any potential investor.